guys, welcome back to another session of Evony with Genghis. Today we're going to talk about siege generals. So siege attacks, they used to be a very big factor in Evony, and then Evony kind of nerfed them. And the way they nerfed siege attacks was, well, I guess in two ways. One, there used to be a glitch where you could build one trap. You'd hit train. I'll do a slow one here, or a lower one, so it won't take too long here. But what you used to do, you used to build one trap, and then you would just hit, if you had wounded siege, you'd hit cancel, and then you'd exit the game and enter the game, and all your siege would be healed. So that made it a lot easier for people to obviously use siege as a weapon because there was free heals. And then the other way they nerfed them was, if you look at the range here on level 14, it is 2178. Level 13 is 2178. Level 12 drops to 1867. So that is a big drop. So that's basically a battle round. And then if you go every 2 levels here, I believe it is, they drop more. Yeah, so they're tiered in 2s, and every 2 it will, okay, so it bottoms out at 1556, but they used to all be the exact same range. So siege used to be a very, very deadly weapon. So people stopped using them. Now people have started to use siege again. Now, because the one gem trick is gone, people are not using it in regular battles, but they are using it in battlefield. It's starting to become a weapon again, where if you just see a massive keep, and there's nothing that you can send. You can't send the conventional archer attack and get the calves. You have to send a siege rally to thin them out and get the numbers lower, so that you could then start to use archer attacks or ground attacks or mounted attacks. So what I'm going to look at today for you is the top 3 siege generals in the game. And then I'm going to give you a bonus 3 from the tavern that you can get for free. So if we go here, I'm just going to make sure I have no additional rallies to join while I'm in here. Always hate to miss the rallies. Okay, so let's go in. The top 3, and people kind of debate on which ones they are, but for me, the third best one is Napoleon. Lots of people really like him. As you can see, he adds 10% total troop attack, another 20 siege. So that's 30. You get 40 now after that. Now you're going to get 50% siege attack. You're going to get 56%. And then here with another 16, you're going to get 72% more siege attack. 70 is about the number you want for siege attack with all the specialties included, because siege is lower than other troops, or sorry, it's stronger than other troops. The bonus, the buff that you're going to get from the skills isn't going to be as high. So 70 is basically the number you're looking for. If it's over that, it's a very good general. If it's under that, it could still be a good general, but it's not elite. So for me, Napoleon is third. And the key reason for this is if you look at his attack up top, it is only 112. So right here is where I'm looking. It's only 112. And his other ones that are high, leadership, hit health points, that doesn't really matter as much for siege because they are pieces of wood, and they don't really, once they get damaged, they're done, right? They go into your workshop no matter what, so it doesn't matter. But attack is the most important thing for the siege. So Napoleon comes in number 3 for me. Now number 2 for me, and the top 2 are very close. Number 2, I have this guy, Matthias. So as you can see up at the top here, his attack is 117. So that's higher than Napoleon's 112. And then if you look at the top here, he gets 20% on his main skill. He's now at 30%. He's now at 40%. He's now at 50%. And then 20 more. He's at 70%. So he ends up 2 less than Napoleon, but higher on the attack up there. He also gets the 5% initial March boost, where Napoleon doesn't get the March buff until the final book. And then the top guy, almost everybody agrees on this, but some people actually think Napoleon's the best, but Ulysses Grant. So he has a 120 attack at the top here. So this is just very powerful. And all his other numbers are just outstanding up there as well. They're all very high. So he gets 15% siege and mounted, and 15 more with a dragon. So he's at 30% right now. He's at 40%. This one does not have a siege, but it gives him a march capacity. So he's still at 40%. Now he's at 50%. And then here he gets 26 more. So that brings him up to 76% for a very high percentage. Some people use him as a mounted general, and he's very good mounted general as well. He's just all around an awesome general. So those are the top 3 siege generals in the game. And now we're going to look at just a little bonus thing here. So see how much time I have left on that. I got a bit of time to get into that rally. So there's basically 3 siege generals that you can get free in the tavern. And they are, so the first one here is William Wallace. So William Wallace, one of his best strengths in the entire game is that you can actually get him really high for duty skills. So I have him on my special embassy, but if you look at something like this, like the rally spot, where you're going to need very high numbers, you're going to need 1300, and Holy Palace needs 1350. Wallace is one of the few that can actually qualify for that. Now, in terms of his use as an actual siege general, he's probably the worst one in the tavern. He used to be really good, but they've just made better generals since then. So if you look at him, he gets 20% attack, 30% attack, 40% siege, 0 there, and then here he gets 26 more, so he ends up at 66. So he's just below that 70 threshold that you want for your siege general attack. And just going to get into this rally here, don't want to miss out. And now the final 2 in the tavern, and one of them actually really surprised me. So one is obvious that lots of people really like from the tavern, and that is Khalid. Lots of people use him as mounted as well. I used to as well. So he gets 20% siege attack here, 30, 40, 50, and then he ends up at 70. His 112 at the start is a little low, but he is a very good siege general. So if you're just going to use a free siege general, this is a good guy to have. Now here's one that's actually really surprising to me. I actually just counted him up, Gustavus. So he starts at a 115 for attack. Right there, 115. And then if you look at everything he has here, so he's going to get 15% right away on his skill. Now he's at 25. Now he's at 35. Now he's at 45. And then right here he ends up at 61. But he has all these other things as well, such as it adds range, attack, and HP. Right here it has all the HP and defense, and there more range HP, and then more siege HP. So he just comes in all around good at everything. I would still rate Khalid much better than him, but he has the debuffs as well on his. But he's mostly going to be joining a rally. But Gustavus is better than William Wallace, but he is not as good as Khalid. But that's basically your options if you're going to go the free route, or you're going to go get lucky and draw some of those epic generals. So those are the siege generals. I will be doing a video soon on what to do in a siege rally. It's actually a lot different than the regular rallies that you're going to do layering wise. But I'll go over that in another video, so look out for that. So this is Genghis on server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.